own thing. You do your own thing. You know that it's true. You are what you do.
Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to Pyragraph Live from the Albuquerque Press Club. I'm Perry Packrew, your host. I am the publisher and editor of Pyragraph, which is an online creative career magazine featuring daily posts from working artists of all sorts. That's artists and musicians and filmmakers and designers sharing their experiences, stories, and lessons learned. Check us out at pyragraph.com. We would love if you would call into the show. Hey, if my mom's watching, call in. 562 Mimosa 5. That's 562-646-6725. You can call in and chat with us. Maybe wait like 5 minutes. Let us get rolling.
5 minutes.
Yeah, wait like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We're gonna get rolling. But we do have this Google phone number, which is cool.
Yep.
Our guest tonight is electronic, experimental, pop, songstress, witchy musician Mauro Woody, who I've been a fan of for a long time. She plays in a solo project called Lady Uranium. She's played in bands like the Glass Menageries, whole bunch of projects, festivals. She's amazing, and we're going to talk to her. I'm really excited about that. First, I'm going to chit-chat a little bit with my co-host, our creative director, Clark Conde. Hey, Clark.
Hey, Perry.
It's good to be back at the Press Club.
Always great to be at the Press Club.
And now, seamlessly, we have also contributing editor Jeremy Kinzer, Pyragraph from Humbird, from the AV seat.
Yeah.
Over there. That was really cool how you
It's
just...
a smooth transition.
That was really smooth.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
You had the headphones on just a second ago, and
Well,
you were like running
I
the
have
stuff.
a lot of practice sneaking up on victims,
Great.
mostly in
Great.
alleyways.
I've heard, yeah. We've all read the reports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming over
Yeah.
here. And now Turtle O'Toole, my husband, is at the helm. And thanks for doing AV, you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's exciting. Someday we'll
for
have a
having
camera.
me in front of the camera. Now I don't know how to act anymore.
Just relax.
Just be
I
yourself.
feel really uptight.
You're an Albuquerque hot single. You should be.
I'm not anymore. They pulled the
Did they?
magazine.
Do you have to return a badge and gun or something?
did.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And I went on 3 horrible dates.
yeah.
That's right. You didn't. It didn't really pay off in the way you had hoped.
No,
That's
I'm
too
still
bad.
single.
That's too bad. Well, I'd like to talk just a little bit about some
Sure.
stuff that's going on at
Sure.
Pyragraph. We got Jeremy
Yeah.
for a few minutes before he switches back into the engineer seat. But one thing I want to say is that despite my efforts, we are now running 2 shows. It was not how I intended it to happen. We were going to do this new video show, and we are going to let Self-Employed Happy Hour kind of go to the back burner.
Right.
But all these people wanted to be on that podcast, and
Right.
I can't say no.
It's a good podcast.
So we've done 2 weeks in a row of both shows. We've done 4 shows in 2 weeks. And I'm not sure.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I
I mean,
can't-
that's the thing. Some of these shows are so great. I mean, this last one we just did, the podcast with
Just yesterday.
Self-Employed Happy Hour, which just went up today.
Yes.
With Cachette and the things that they've been doing with
Yes.
their separate division.
They're a
that
new
is-
Pyragraph sponsor, so I'm very thankful, and I'm also very excited because they are doing something that dovetails really well with what we're doing. They're doing an arts incubator,
Yeah.
and giving workshops and classes and mentorship, and also
Right.
possible retail space. They have all these cool resources for artists and creatives
Right.
of all sorts, and a lot of people know Cachette from being a dance studio.
Which they still are.
Which they totally still are. And this new arts incubator, though, is for artists of all kinds.
Yeah.
And so they're just a great fit with us. I'm very excited. We just started this working relationship,
Well,
and
and
they
the-
were on the podcast telling about how they
And the show, I
what
mean,
they have to offer.
you know, it's more than that because they also have this financing wing that
Yes.
we get into a little bit.
The Loan Fund.
Yeah.
The Loan Fund was actually Pyragraph's first sponsor when we launched in early 2013. So
Really?
I know, it's just funny. They're involved. They're kind of working together in tandem with Cachette. So Cachette's doing the education, and the Loan Fund is trying to get the word out that they've got funding. They've got microloans for artists. So an example that is actually relevant to our guest tonight, who's a performing musician and a recording musician, they mentioned that one of their clients at the Loan Fund was a musician who needed a small amount of money to record her album. And they're working with her on her own terms. They really made a point to say it was like her terms. It was not an accelerated kind of program. There's a lot of accelerators out there
Right.
with
She
scare
didn't have to get
artists.
the whole album
Yeah,
done.
there's
No.
in 6
creative
hours.
They're working with
startups.
her.
Just, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that's
it's cool.
pretty cool. I saw that
So
they
there's
had
money
a
and-
dance
and
fellowship
education.
as well that they were giving away. That seemed
Right.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing some.
So
really
how can I
neat
say
stuff.
no to
Yeah.
that podcast?
No,
So
it's
now,
perfect.
if any viewers are confused, every Thursday we're doing this live, Pyragraph Live from the Albuquerque Press Club.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it looks like we're still on a weekly schedule to do Self-Employed Happy Hour. That's audio only, and you can get that at iTunes.
Right. That's on iTunes.
And eventually we're going to streamline this thing.
Yeah,
It's
we
all
got it
gonna
in our
happen.
YouTube channel.
Yes,
Pyragraph
this is at the
TV.
YouTube. That's a good point. Thank
Yeah.
you. So this, you can get this at the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/PyragraphTV.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one you get at iTunes because it's
But everything connects through
It's all connected.
Pyragraph.com.
exactly.
I mean,
so you go to
can get
Pyragraph.com,
yeah,
you can get the
find
interview
anything
from
you
yesterday.
want.
It's
That's right.
it's confusing even us.
One of
but
the
we're
other
getting there.
things.
Yeah.
One of the other things that you can get at Pyragraph.com is something that started this week, which I'm pretty excited about.
I am too.
This is someone we had in the wings here at the press club. Boy, 3 or 4 weeks ago,
That's
maybe
right.
5 weeks
You
ago.
guys scheduled your photo shoot for here at the press club, right?
That's right. So, and there's a yeah, we did the shoot.
We got to say who it is.
We did the shoot in the men's bathroom, which is really the best way to do that. I was the first choice, and this is Little Bobby.
We're talking about Little Bobby.
And we're definitely talking about Little Bobby, who is
He plays in a band called Shoulder Voices.
right, and it takes a little time to interpret what that means. But once you do, you go, oh.
There's a lot of stuffed animals involved in that project.
And he's not little, and he doesn't look like a Bobby.
No.
And that's true. And that's kind of like what we do here in New Mexico. Not new, not Mexico. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect.
So, Dear Little Bobby is a new advice column, and he's giving advice to artists. So, our
Right.
audience at Pyragraph is people who are doing creative stuff. So, we've already gotten a bunch of questions. I
Yeah.
kind of, in my own network of people, I sent out a thing, say, hey, send me your questions for
Sure.
Little Bobby. We're kicking this thing off.
Right.
The first 2 questions just ran this week.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
Yeah,
I think
they
you
were
gave some
good.
solid
It was really
advice.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I thought it was well done.
I like what Little Bobby has to say. He's got an interesting perspective. He comes also from like a Buddhist perspective, which is interesting. So he is in a band. He's a creative guy. He's like a marathon runner. And by the way, he wears glitter makeup just at any,
Yeah.
I mean, to his job sometimes.
He's got
I
a
think.
super hot girlfriend too.
Yeah, she's really
Wow.
cute. She's really cute.
There you are.
So, so we're excited, Dear Little Bobby, and you know what I did? I created a Twitter account. We got Dear Little Bobby.
Right.
It's at Dear Little Bobby.
Seriously?
So
Yeah.
people
I didn't
can
know that.
people can send in their questions.
Totally.
To they should check out Dear Little
Via
Bobby.
Twitter.
Yeah.
As well.
The questions,
That's
just
true.
to give you an example, the
they're short.
questions this week were from an artist who was like really tired because she does a lot of passion-based work and some
Right.
of work that doesn't pay very well, in addition to
Right.
paid work. And she's tired and she's wondering if she's on the wrong path of being kind of open and giving. And Bobby gave a great answer. And then another writer wrote in wondering about cultural appropriation. This was on Columbus Day, so it was perfect.
Right.
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Not a lot perfect with Columbus Day, so I'm glad we were able to get something in.
Indigenous Peoples Day was Monday, and that's when we ran. And he gave an answer
That's true.
about when is cultural appropriation cool or not cool.
Right.
And
That's cool.
I thought it was great. So check out
Yeah.
Dear Little Bobby.
You want to get our guest on?
Real quick, I do. What else do we have to do? We already talked about the podcast. Just a shout out to Albuquerque Southwest Gay and Lesbian Film Festival is going on for a few more days.
Is it?
And it is
Oh,
for
wow, I
until
didn't know
the 18th.
it was still going on.
Yes, so check out the Southwest Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. We have some posts we
Did
have
they do
at
the
our Facebook
Did they do
page.
the roller skating yet? Do we
I
miss
don't
the
know
roller
if they
skating?
because
There were supposed
my
to be
brain
roller
is blanking
skaters.
out. I don't know if that's passed or not.
The whole
but you can
roller
go to
derby
you can find
team.
them on Facebook. You can find them on our page.
Yeah.
So that's worth mentioning because they're great. And next Wednesday, if you're in Albuquerque, we're having Pyragraph office hours at the
Office
draft
hours.
station, which we did we're going to do the first and third Wednesday.
And it's a super happy hour. So beers are $2.50,
$2.50.
which
Right.
is, I think, the cheapest you can get a craft beer pint in town.
It's great. And so
Probably
there's
is,
no
yeah.
speakers. It's just show up, have beer, and chit-chat. And I will be there to do consulting because I am a business consultant. And we're going to rotate other consultants in. And then
Here's a quick question.
Yeah.
Will you be speaking?
I'm not going to be speaking.
Let me
There's
ask
no
you another
speakers.
question. Will there be any speakers?
There will be no speakers at this event.
What if somebody wants to come in and be a speaker?
I'll say, please come enjoy a 250 craft beer. But we don't have any speakers at this event.
People
it's just
who want to hear a
chit-chatting.
speaker at this event, will
They
they
can
be
go to-
disappointed?
We can steer them to. There are a lot of other speaker events in Albuquerque, and that's why we're not doing one.
Right, so
There's
we're not
Creative
having one.
Mornings.
Creative Mornings
there's
is a good one.
There's a million cups, 1 million cups.
Yep.
I always call it 10 million cups,
Yep.
but I'm always. There's great ones. We just didn't.
Right.
We didn't. It's an occupied space. We
I
just
always
thought
get that
people
confused
chat.
with 1,000 Points of Light
I know,
from
right?
the first Bush.
So
thing.
those are the main things. I think we got all our
Right.
main agenda items out. Thank you for sitting in the hot seat for a
Yeah,
minute.
thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
It's good to be in front of the camera.
Thank you very much for learning the back end too. So Jeremy's going to go
Yeah.
back over to the engineering seat.
Bye.
Bye, Jer.
So listen,
Oh, Jeremy, sit back down. Jeremy just turned 30 yesterday.
Yeah, I turned
The
30
big
yesterday.
3-0. Happy birthday,
Happy
Jeremy.
birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, sorry. I
No,
almost
it's
forgot.
okay.
That's why you're so hungover, right? No, you're not. Come on over, Mauro. We're really excited to have you. Yeah, it is your turn.
So I want to talk a little bit about Mauro as she's taking her seat. We
Yes.
went to see the show on Monday,
Yes, we did.
Hello.
which
Hi, here, scoot in a little bit, and then this.
Oh.
You know, Mike's. You,
Oh, yeah, I do.
You
I do
gotta
know
get into it a
Mike's.
little bit.
Hello.
Monday was really fun.
Monday was great.
Knowing what we know about
Yeah.
how you were feeling, you weren't feeling well.
No, I got sick over the past week. And you can hear a little bit of my cold. It sounds better. Like, that's the best way to do a British accent, I think, when you have a cold. Hello, governor. Like that.
That works.
It does. It works really well.
Very Victorian.
Unless you don't want to sound like you're
Right.
from
Like
the
you swallowed a
Victorian
bunch of
era.
coal.
Right.
Oh, I hate the coal.
But you're feeling better now.
Yes, I was
Good.
sick during that show, and sometimes you have really great shows when you're sick, and then sometimes you have terrible shows. So it can go either way. It's kind of like a mixed bag kind of thing.
I thought you sounded great, and the
Oh,
only
cool.
reason I suspected you weren't feeling well is because when I saw you right before before your set, you just had a look in your eye like I'm not feeling great. I could just. But then you got on stage, and I'm like, oh, she's
I
awesome. She's
was-
fine. So maybe I
Yeah.
I was on Alka-Seltzer Plus, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It really helps, but it makes you're super out of it. So
It opens your bronchial passageways. It's probably good for singing.
Oh, it was good. I had throat coat before that, and I had Alka-Seltzer Plus, and this guy, his band is Elon and Jacob Marley.
They were great.
They were great.
They were
They
awesome.
were wonderful. They opened up the show that night. He was like, "Oh, I have Robitussin," and I was like, "Robitussin and Alka-Seltzer Plus."
Mixing.
It's like Hunter S. Thompson night. No,
Exactly.
It would be crazy.
You're smart.
I would have had a crazy show. It would have probably been more fun. I think I would have been more like, yeah, I see the lights, but no, it would have been crazy. So
It could be interesting. I mean, your shows always have like an intensity. You have a wonderful, beautiful intensity as a performer.
thank
And
you.
the witchy, I think is self-described. That's something I've taken from your Facebook page. The
yeah.
witch pop, witchcore. Is there such a thing? Is witchcore a thing?
Witch wave,
Witch wave?
witchcore,
I like that.
dustcore, dust pop. I don't know. I've kind of invented different like genres,
Yeah.
of what I do, and I think when it comes down to it, I like pop music.
Yeah.
And I like reinterpreting it. I like mixing genres a lot. And so, yeah, and I'm a witch too. So I really like to add that element.
Awesome.
I like to create that space. And I really like to include everybody in the music. Everybody's a part of it.
Yeah.
So I never want to exclude people. It's all like I'm building a world around people.
It feels that you're conjuring up there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun for me to do, and I want to make it, accessible but with an edge.
But-
So you never know where you're going, but it's not like whoa,
But I understand that was your last show for quite some time. You're on hiatus now, and
Yeah,
you've
I'm
got a
taking
new
a break.
project coming up.
Yeah, I've been working on this album for years. And when I say years, I'm not talking about like 2 years. I'm talking about like 8 years of trying
Yeah.
to get this album just, on its feet. So I'm really proud. Like, I finally recorded it and mastered it with the help of Emma Crane and Manny Redinger at Ubic
Yeah.
Studios. They
Yeah.
really helped me. They're amazing people. And yeah, it's done. And so now I'm just trying to figure out how to make it happen, how to fund it, the concept art, and what I want to do with it.
That's exciting. That's
It
a
is
great
exciting.
reason, because you said this, and I made a point not to ask, because I kind of wanted to ask you here on the show. So I didn't know, and I was really hoping, because you made an announcement that this is probably your last show for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping it was a good reason and not something,
Well,
know.
I'm also moving into a house.
Well, yeah.
That's another reason. Like, it's hard to pack and have like band practices, and there's a lot going on, and it's been a long time that I've taken some time off and not played a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to having the time off and like really doing a lot of research and doing a lot of legwork and business work. And that's not the fun part of being an artist, but it's necessary.
But so the record's recorded,
Mm-hmm.
and now the job in front of you is, and you're talking about how to finish it. Are you talking about like mastering issues no? You're talking about art and producing it, actually
producing it, and having it available on tape, CDs, vinyl. Like, really, I'm looking into crowdfunding.
So your whole thing
and
is
support.
mastered.
Awesome.
You're just looking at post production
Yes,
and how am I going to
exactly.
deal with this thing that I created.
Right, and how I'm gonna distribute it and get it out there and tour with it, and I'm really thinking about it. It's been a long time since I've really focused on like the solo stuff, because I've been involved with my other band projects that I love, but it's nice to take some time for a project that's near and dear to who I am and what I do. So
this is a Lady Uranium project, to be
Yes.
clear.
Yes, to be clear, yeah.
That's your solo. And tell me, did you record just a whole bunch of different tracks and it's all you, or did you have any collaborators?
I did. I had on one song in particular, and it's a lot of people really like this song. It's called Rachmaninoff, and I just if people don't know it, it's I use a vocal processor where I sound like a man. So I have like a really deep voice. I can't do it here, but
it's very cool. I've heard it.
It's neat. And I had my friends from 5-Star Motels and the wonderful Monica DeMarco play on it. She plays electric cello with her effects. And so it's really cool. And so I had help with that on that track.
I have to just shout out to Monica because she's my daughter's piano teacher, and
She's
I love
amazing.
her. She's amazing. That's awesome.
She's my bandmate, my good friend. She's wonderful.
So you got some you collaborated a little bit. What are some of the other bands that you're involved with? And I want to talk a little bit about some of these festivals that have been going on.
Oh, sure. The other bands I'm in a band called Chichara with Monica DeMarco and Marisa DeMarco and John Butler, and it's a wonderful band. It's a all bass band, and Chichara means
It's all bass.
Yeah, it's all 3 bassists and a drummer.
Nice.
Wow.
And it's a really wonderful, awesome band. We're going to be releasing our album soon with that band.
Awesome.
Very lo-fi.
You know that you need to come to Pyragraph to, help spread the word when you release these things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We're like your media partner here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I will. I
sure.
will definitely send a shout out to you.
Good.
Scratch each other's backs. I like
Right
this.
on.
And so that's coming out pretty soon. We're going to get that mastered soon. And I'm in the Glass Menageries. I play in a band with my brothers. It's a wizard band called Melanthius. I do 5-Star Motels. I'm in Myrma and Roberta, which is a lo-fi garage rock and roll duo. I'm in Most de la Machina. I'm in a lot of projects.
Sounds like it. Sounds like a lot of projects.
I really love
That's
it,
why
though.
I find you fascinating, and you do different things with each one.
Yeah.
But there's a common thread. I mean, I hear your common thread through a lot of these projects, which I've seen almost all of them, but not every one. I've not seen Milch yet. I would like
that's
to.
a performance art group that was co-founded by Marisa and Monica DeMarco.
Right, I've heard a lot about it, and you guys went up. That was like the group that went up to Tit Wrench,
yeah,
right?
and speaking of festivals that you brought
Yeah.
up, so Tit Wrench is a wonderful women's festival that's held every year in Denver, Colorado, and it's founded by Sarah Slater, who's an amazing, wonderful friend, and it's it's just a DIY. It started off like that, and then it just grew and grew over the years as part of the community in Denver. And Gatas y Vatas was inspired by that, which
Okay.
Marisa DeMarco founded here in
I was
2010.
wondering what kind of inspirational connection might have been between these festivals.
Tit Wrench is, pro-women, cis-binary, transgendered friendly, and so is
Gatas.
Gatas,
Yeah.
but the difference between the two is Gatas is a solo women's festival.
Right.
And that's been going. We finally took it up to Seattle this year. It's in its 6th year.
I noticed this year was a big expansion to Seattle and Oakland, right?
Yeah, we did parties
That's a
here,
big deal.
Seattle and Oakland. Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Why? Tell me a little bit about like the scene of women's electronic and experimental music. What do these festivals? What kind of void do they fill, and how do they help women? I don't know. Do they help attract women into the field? And
I think
what
so.
do they do for you?
What's really nice about this community is that you find that so many other women are doing what you're doing, and you're not alone, and you have support. You have this connection automatically. And what's really cool is you're all really curious about the same things, I found. So you're able to like help each other, talk about gear, and it's really safe and it's respectful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you run into situations where it's kind of like, oh, in some of my cases, like if I go to like a music shop, I kind of get that kind of attitude, like if I'm like at like a mechanics or buying a car, like, oh, you sure you can handle this? You know,
Totally.
it's a little too, you're like, whatever, you know.
Totally.
You just want to just be able to talk to people in a friendly, cool way, especially if you're new to electronic music and new to gear and songwriting or various other things. So I find that women are more interested in just like helping you out, and you can ask stupid, silly questions and feel like, okay, validated. That's really important. That's what I found through this community. And yeah, like there's so many innovative women that I met here in New Mexico and Seattle too, that are doing a lot of the same things, if not more adventurous things than I'm doing. Right. So we have, it's really cool that you can just be all over the map, and you guys are basically doing the same kind of things, or you're innovative in the same kind of ways.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Did I read somewhere that you met your Glass Menageries bandmate at, was it Tit Wrench?
I met Gina, who's in Merman Roberta Gassem's Mostly La Machina, when it was my first year doing Mostly La Machina, and her second, I think, year, and it was my first time going to Tit Wrench, and it was in 2010.
Yeah.
And we just bonded over Ween and The Cure and just being silly and goofy, and yeah, we became fast friends, and we were just, saying, hey, we should form a band because we like a lot of the same kind of dreamy, sad
And you were only
songs.
in 3 bands at that point, so you probably needed another.
Right, yeah, I would think.
Yeah, I think that was also the same year that I joined 5 Star Motels.
Yeah.
Around the same time. Actually, I was in Animals in the Dark. That was my first band.
Oh, okay.
So I was in that band, and then I added 5 Star and Glass M's, and my mom was like, you can't do this. I was like, yes I can. You just have to hear these bands.
Right.
And so I sold her on it, actually.
That's really great.
So it was really cool. But, yeah, I just love playing with people.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just enjoy it. I love making music. I love songwriting, and electronic music is just super fun. It's just, I don't know. It's just like I look at an instrument and I see its potential. I just see what can you do? What songs do you have to say? What do you sound like?
Right.
But I've always been like that with anything.
Are you like a tech kind of are you are you attracted to technology? Is that something that you're into?
Yeah, yes and
Beyond
no.
music?
I kind of just look at it just like I reading manuals is something that I'm better at. I was not good at it in the beginning, but now I'm just really, I just want to touch it. and play with it and see what it can do.
Right.
There's a really wonderful symbiotic relationship that I think artists have with whatever medium they're using. And it's cool to have that childlike feeling about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I've been bugging you about schooling me on the microKORG because you know how, and I got to a certain point. I'm like fairly tech savvy, but then I got to a point where I'm like, I cannot figure out how to get the sound, how to not just how to get the sound I want, how to control the sound in any way. Like I figured out how to make tracks and how to, record samples and stuff like that.
Right.
But the manipulation of the actual sound, there's so many parameters. I'm like, and the first person I thought of was you, and you're kind enough. One of these days we're going to get together.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to bribe you somehow.
My quick recommendation is if you have a happy accident with using any kind of, synth or laptop or anything you're doing, write down.
Exactly.
Just write it down because you will not remember. Even if you're like, yeah, I'll totally remember this. I never do. What I do with my phone, too, is I record it.
Yeah. So you could,
right away. I mean, the phones now are amazing. I don't know what's going on over there. Is there a fly? There was a fly.
We've got a technical problem over here with
I'm really like a cat.
Jeremy.
Like, what are you doing now?
He's swatting it.
This is more interesting than
something is something
than
is
synthesizers.
Yeah, I don't see anything,
I don't know.
Jeremy. But
it was Jeremy's birthday night out last night.
Yeah, so we're not sure what's going on, but it's
You're like this.
He's definitely swatting at stuff. So
what is this?
And there's that.
Who are some of your favorite? I would like to ask women electronic or experimental musicians. Who do you listen to that you're excited about?
Oh, FKA Twigs is really amazing. Her music, she produces that too.
Yeah.
She does this really beautiful minimalism electronic R&B magic. She's great. Grimes is amazing.
Grimes.
She's really cool. You should check out Grimes. She's
I've
really
not
wonderful.
heard of Grimes, actually.
She's cool. She built a boat when she was like 24 with her boyfriend. Yeah, she's amazing.
Nice.
I love the Cocteau Twins, but they're kind of not, I don't know what they are. They're not electronic, but they really have influenced a lot of my music.
They're one of the few New Zealand bands that you hear of.
They're not from New Zealand.
I thought they were from New Zealand.
They're from Scotland.
I think one of them's from New Zealand.
No, they're
so
all
maybe
from
they're
Scotland.
one of the few Scottish bands that you
that you think are from New Zealand.
They're Kiwis.
right.
They're from Scotland, and they were named actually after a Simple Minds song.
I thought they were from New Zealand.
No, I thought they were.
I mean,
from
I definitely
Japan.
know them, and if you had asked me where they were from, I would have drawn a blank.
When I was little, I thought they were from Japan, and I thought there were 3 singers.
Right.
Too bad we don't have a researcher on the team. We could.
Yeah, we'll have to budget for that next time.
I'm a pretty big Cocteau Twins fan, so I know a lot of their music.
I love them.
I want to write a 33 and a third book about them, actually.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So I'm just like, so yeah. Yeah, those are the, I'm trying to think of another, Bjork, of course.
Of course.
She's the queen.
She's awesome.
The queen. And I would also say I'm going to name drop all my friends. I'm going to name drop the DeMarco sisters. I'm going to name drop Animal, Gina, my bandmate, my best friend. Those are the women that are really influencing me.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, Gothis, Evathis, and Tit Wrench, every time I go, I am inspired. I have all my Zelda hearts fill up. It's like the fairy pond in Zelda. Like, I'm like, oh my god.
It seems like there's a pretty special scene of women. It's like, I want to say experimental / electronic, because it's not all electronic, but in that general ballpark in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It seems like it's a little scene.
This place is magic,
isn't it? I mean, we're a small town. I mean, small city. And there's this there's enough of you and your compadres to like pull off various festivals.
The noise artists that live here are just exceptional. The experimental artists that live here are exceptional. There's so many amazing musicians and artists that are from here and move here, and I'm just grateful that I get to hang out with them and talk to them.
Right. No, I agree. It seems like an exceptional community.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
land of enchantment.
How
no
did
doubt about it.
How did Denver end up on the map? Do you know? Just because the founder was from there, or
Yeah, Sarah
Yeah.
is from Denver, and she just saw a lack of women in the scene.
Yeah.
Just like Marisa really helped
yeah,
that. There was a lack of it here, and she'd know so many women that wanted to play,
yeah,
but just didn't play out or didn't have the space for it. And so she was like, I want to throw a party and I want to see
Nice.
women come out. And I know they're out there, and that was one of the first times I ever played, and I was terrified.
right.
It was so scary, but it was amazing. I'm so glad I did it. I'm still doing it.
Do you do much software-based stuff or mostly instrument-based stuff?
Just mostly instrument-based stuff. I still use GarageBand, and I've used Cakewalk and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
but I'd like to get better at that.
There's so much out there.
There is
a
so
lot
much
out
out.
there.
Like, there's just...
It's overwhelming. I've been talking to somebody about it recently because
We should, we should dive into some of this with Pyragraph. This would be, we should definitely do that.
I mean, some of the platforms and
Right.
apps and
Yeah.
it's kind of bewildering especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Because I play my acoustic guitar.
I know.
And
I have a 4-track tape player by Tascam
Yeah.
that works pretty
Yeah.
great. I use that.
Pretty
I've
high
used
tech.
that in the past, yeah.
Awesome. So my natural question as we kind of wrap up is what do you have coming up? But you have announced that you're taking a little bit of downtime, but you're going to be working on the record. And you said you're thinking about crowdfunding.
Yeah, I'm thinking about crowdfunding.
Awesome.
I need to do more research about that too.
Yeah.
But I would like help with it. It would be amazing to have some help from the community to get it out. And I know once I have it out there, it'll be really cool.
I can't wait. I've listened to several of your recordings that are on SoundCloud, Bandcamp. They're great, and to think that there's a whole album in the wings is exciting.
Yeah, I'm really. This album is just. It's a day in the life of Lady Uranium, and I'm really proud of it. Like I said, it's taken years to get it out, so it feels good. It's like a birth of just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm already writing for the next album, which is
Awesome.
great. So
Awesome. That's great.
I just need to keep the momentum going, and I just need to do my homework and figure out how to get it out there, and that's
Sure.
the main thing. It's what you got to do as an artist.
Stay in touch with us so we can help get the word out.
Cool, thank you.
And
yeah.
if you're up for blogging it all for us, we pay big money. No, we don't pay big money, but we pay.
Okay.
But we would, if you want to share some what you learn, putting
But
out an
I
album.
think the main thing would be to try to get, your album out and doing something so you can get back out doing shows.
I know, we wanna see some more
Because, the
shows.
last one was a dance party.
really enjoyed
was
it. He'd
too
never seen
it
you.
was too small for, full-on dancing, and I like to see it in a larger venue where
Yeah.
more dancing could take place.
Well, the 10X is a really great place,
It is.
too.
It is.
So, they just happened to be at that spot, and I'm sure when they come back, they'll play another place. But
I enjoyed both those
I'm
bands.
happy it was there
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's a special spot.
It absolutely
in
is.
Albuquerque,
We got to get
too.
Mari on the show.
Yeah, Maria's
Yeah.
wonderful. Shout out
For
to
sure,
Maria
totally.
and Jones.
Mari Jones,
She's
the
doing a lot for
10X.
the city, too.
Yeah, we try to share their stuff when we can.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having
Please
me.
stay in touch.
Yeah.
Mauro Woody of Lady Uranium. Thrilled to have you in. Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, me too. God,
You look great. You look fresh and happy.
I feel better.
Yeah, man.
I feel a lot better.
So stay tuned when we hear. You'll hear it at Pyragraph when the album comes out, which is exciting.
That's going to be soon, I hope.
Thanks again, Clark.
I have one complaint.
Oh boy.
Your mother didn't call in.
No, my mom did not call.
Thanks,
She
Mom.
probably didn't
Thanks,
know.
Mom.
She
No,
probably didn't
if
know
you call
when.
now,
I'm-
call now, it's too late. It's
You want me to
6:34.
have
I'm sure she was
Dinner,
waiting.
Mom.
And
We've
she
given
didn't want to
ourselves
interrupt,
we've given
and
ourselves
I-
a 5-minute buffer, so I got to go. Thank you. I'm going to thanks to our sponsors, the Cachette Ideas and Innovation Center, the Albuquerque Game Developers Guild, Music Go Round. Big thanks always to my team: Sage Harrington, Josh Stuyvesant, Jeremy Kinter, Clark Conde, and contributing editor at large Eva Avenue. Thanks always to Turtle O'Toole, my husband, for technical support. Next week is exciting. We have Ryan Leonsky and Shondine Woodward,
Yep. Very cool.
who just released Sky Pets. They're
Yep.
part of the Albuquerque Game Developers
Yep.
Guild. They're really cool. The game is released,
Yep.
and then
Great.
they got engaged too. The game was released and they got engaged, and it all happened on social media. They're going to be here next week. I'm excited. So come back next week for more tales from the creative front lines. See you next week.
You know who you are.